All right, welcome in everybody. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Just wanted to say thank you to everybody here in the room for coming out today. And thank you for everybody joining us on the Zoom. We will first start off with some questions, with opening statements from our distinguished speakers up here. And then we will go to Zoom questions and questions from in the room. If you are on the Zoom and you have a question, use the raise your hand feature and we will get you called on. When you're called on, please introduce yourself and the outlet that you cover. All right. And of course, I'd like to say thank you to everybody here and welcome to everybody on the stage. We've got Chris Long, Angie Long, co-founders, co-owners, new head coach and sporting director, Vlatko Andonovski, and general manager, Camille Ashton. And as we're here to talk about the future, being led on the pitch by Vlatko Andonovski, I'd like to introduce co-owner and founder Angie Long with opening statement.
Good morning. We're happy to be with you this morning and very excited to be joined by the gentleman I'm about to introduce you to. We've talked many times about our goal to be the best women's football club in the world. And everything that we do has that ambition in mind. For me, though, it's even more exciting when the best in the world is right in your backyard and the perfect fit for the club. This is yet another step in investment towards being the best women's football club in the world. It's my pleasure to introduce to you and to welcome home the head coach of the Kansas City Current, Vlatko Andonovski. Vlatko is one of the most successful NWSL coaches in the history of the league, with the hardware to back it up. Two-time NWSL Coach of the Year and two-time NWSL champion. He's one of only 5 coaches to have presided over 150 plus NWSL regular season matches. 4 playoff games under his belt. Most importantly, he's a coach who knows what it means when we say that Kansas City is the soccer capital of the United States. He, like Chris and I, want to make this club the best women's football club in the world.
Thank you, Angie. And at this time, Chris Long.
This is another momentous day in what is the journey of the Kansas City Current, so thank you for being here. You'll hear a lot of the same themes about being the best, and I truly believe we are in the midst of doing just that. As far as comments, Vlatko is one of the most accomplished elite coaches in the world. He's widely respected by players and soccer leaders across the landscape. He has an endless work ethic. He strives to not only win, but also inspire and facilitate the development of his players. We believe he is the right choice for our organization as we work to win championships. We can't wait for him to begin his work toward our goal of being the best women's football club in the world. And truly, we believe this is the next phase of the Kansas City Current. Thank you.
And General Manager Camille Ashton.
I'm extremely excited to welcome Vlatko to the club. As we look toward the future, we do so with the expectation of winning. Not only does Vlatko understand this league, but he understands how to win in this league, and that is invaluable. His professionalism and high standards are exactly what this club needs to take us to the next level. As a former player at a time when V coached in the NWSL, I always admired the football or soccer that his teams played, and look forward to partnering with him as we push this club forward.
Thanks. And of course, head coach and sporting director of the Kansas City Current, Vlatko Andonovski.
First, thank you very much, Angie, Chris, thank you, Kemi, thank you for the warm welcome, and thank you everyone for being here today for this special moment for me. It is special for several different reasons. First, coming back home, coming back to Kansas City, but even more, more important to me is that I'm coming back to an organization that has a clear vision of what this team is going to look like, and the clear vision of the path where this team needs to go. And I'm excited that and humbled by this opportunity to be part of an organization like this. And I just can't wait to get on the field and start building the team that will make this city proud.
Amen. Thanks, Coach. At this time, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions, first here in the room and then on the Zoom. Again, if you are on the Zoom and you have a question, use the raise your hand feature and we will get you called on. So first question today goes to Daniel Sperry, Kansas City Star.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations and welcome. First off, just I know obviously beforehand you were with the U.S. Women's National Team. Maybe what's something that you've learned in your time coaching the national team that you feel like maybe can apply now to a second time coaching the club team in this league?
Yeah, coaching the national team was a great opportunity individually for me. I'm not going to go into team, but selfishly, it was a great growth opportunity for me. And when you're surrounded with staff that I was surrounded with players, some of the best players in the world, you have no choice but to better yourself on a daily basis and to get better in every opportunity that is given to you. And there's no one or two things that I can point out, but the whole opportunity, the whole tenure, 4-year tenure that I had was an opportunity for me to get better, and I certainly believe that I got better. And there will be moments in my new job, in my new position that I will use, and hopefully even do better than before.
Thad Bell?
I guess it's to Angie, Chris, or Tammy, whoever wants to answer it. How long have you been working on getting Vlatko into this role?
I mean, I'll say when somebody that we've known as long as we've known Vlatko, and someone who happens to be the absolute best in the country and happens to be in your backyard, it is something that crosses your mind for a long time. And so I would say we're just really fortunate that the opportunity arose where timing-wise the stars aligned to make this happen.
What about
Hey, Vlatko, welcome home. I wonder if you could just sort of describe the range of emotions from the end of the World Cup to now. And I'm sure you had some hard days and nights, and then to have this happen. I just wonder if you could speak to us about how that has felt and what it's been like.
Yes. Anytime you lose a game, emotionally you get hit. But when you lose a big game, you get hit even more. And it's not a secret that it was tough for me, and I went through a tough time. And one thing that hit me was actually how much this city, the people in the city, the friends and my neighbors were behind me and supportive of me. And when I started the talks with Angie and Chris, I was very happy about the vision and the goals, but also I was also happy that all those opportunities were in front of me in the city that gave me comfort in my hardest times, and I'm very thankful for it, and I'm looking forward to repay them.
Sam?
Hey, Vlatko. Wondering, I assume that last job was pretty mentally, emotionally draining. Wondering if you would all consider taking time off and just your thought process about wanting to get right back into it.
Yes, I was considering taking a little bit time off until the first conversation I had with the owners, and walking out of there, it was I was so excited, and the only thing I was thinking was, when do I start? How do we make this happen? And what can we do so I can start as soon as possible? And right now I'm getting into this job refreshed and driven, hungry, and motivated to create a club that will make a mark in women's soccer, not just in this country but internationally as well.
Okay, next we're going to take a couple questions from the Zoom. First up is John Lupo from Volvo. John, if you just want to unmute your mic.
Oh, hi. So first of all, Vlatko, congratulations on returning home, so to speak. Just talk about how much familiarity played into accepting this job, and this could be for Chris or Camille or for Angie. Have you spoken to the players yet? What's your reaction to, what would be their reaction to this hiring? And do you feel like with all the experience that Vlatko has, the young players, how beneficial this will be to have someone of his caliber and of his talent and of his experience to sort of continue to grow them and develop them?
So I'll start first with the familiarity with the team and familiarity with the league. Obviously, I've been in the league before and I'm very familiar with it, but I also understand that this league has changed tremendously since the moment I left until now. And in the job that I was previously, actually allowed me to follow the league very close, to follow the players in the league, and to know a lot of details about it. So it certainly helped with making the decision, but I think it will furthermore help into making even more difficult decisions going forward.
Just to add on, on Thursday last week we had an incredible event in our naming rights ceremony, and through that we had a lot of players involved, and Angie and I firsthand got to hear some of the feedback, and it was unequivocally, unanimously positive. People are thrilled with the decision, the choice, cannot wait to get started, and that spoke volumes to Angie and me to get that unsolicited feedback right away after learning. And that, I guess, was following your speaking to the players for the first time. You also asked about that, so that was on the heels of speaking to the players to just say hello.
All right, next question goes to Steph Young from The Athletic.
Thanks, Jeff. Hi, Vlatko. Congratulations. You just mentioned understanding that this league has changed tremendously. Back in the SCKC days, you once talked about having artists and warriors, and how warriors enable artists to be their best on the field. And these were the days of prime Lauren Hawley, Becky Sauerbrunn, and Andy Rodriguez. I'm just wondering, everything that you talked about learning as well in the past 4 years, have you taken any of that and applied it to this artists and warriors philosophy? Oh, and as a quick follow-up, this might be risky given Joe's is in the stadium now, but what is the best barbecue in Kansas City?
So I'll start with the big part of the question. I mean, Joe's is one of the places that I admire, and I certainly go there more often than I should. But yes, like I said in one of my previous answers, that there will be things that I learned in the previous job that I will apply into this new job. But the artists and the warriors is a philosophy, and I stand by it because this team does have artists, players like Dibinha or Michelle Cooper and Haley Mays. I mean, these are incredible players that certainly fall into the category of artists. But this is a city that is known that hard work is not negotiable. This is a city that knows that knows and understands what we need to get. We need to get the job done. That we roll up our sleeves, and we're willing to put the work in. So the goal is going to be to implement those two characteristics, to implement those two moments, and create a team that will have an opportunity to play hard, but also at the same time have fun.
All right, next we have Todd Palmer, KSHB.
Hey, Vlatko, welcome. Congratulations on the job. I was curious, it's been a few months since you resigned from the national team. Did you consider taking the upcoming year off? Were you weighing any other offers? Or how quickly did your attention turn to the possibility of coming home and coaching the Kansas City Current?
Yes, I mean, it's not a secret that I did have offers. I did have offers from NWSL. I had offers from MLS. It was mainly assistant coaching positions in MLS, and even internationally from different national teams. But like I said, the moment I talked to the ownership group here and they shared their vision and goals for this team, I think that it was very clear to me where I want to be and what I want to do in the future.
All right, thanks, Todd. Up next, Chad Smith, KC Soccer Journal.
Hey, Vlatko, congratulations on the job. This one's to you and to Cami. With you having sporting director as one of your titles and Cami being the general manager, how are you all dividing up where one role ends and the other begins?
I mean, having a sporting director title on top or together with a head coaching job it makes the things a little more complex. But like you said, how do we divide it? I don't know if it needs to be divided. In fact, it needs to be more collaborative. And we both have the same vision. We both have the same goals for this club. And even so far, in the conversations and the meetings that we had, it's been very good and very collaborative. I think that we're gonna form a great bond and great partnership, and we're both gonna push towards the target, towards the goals that we have individually, but also as a unit in front of us.
All right, great. One more question from the Zoom, and then we'll come back to the room. Sandra Herrera, CBS Sports.
Hi, Vlatko. Thanks for the time and welcome back to NWSL. Just sort of stemming off of that question, you're coming into a franchise here that has set high expectations for themselves as a club. We saw last offseason the club be pretty aggressive in the first ever free agency period. That's also something new for you as you return back to NWSL. I just would like to ask you, what are some of your approach is going to be to navigating that this season, or is it going to be more about building off of the roster and the players already in place here?
Yes, I don't know if you have a choice. Once you join this organization, it feels like you have no choice but to be bold and to be brave and with the decisions that you're making. I think that this ownership group has showed us that in the past. I remember when they wanted to start this team a few years back, and they only had a couple of months before the season started, and we all thought it was impossible, and they made it happen. And then when the complex was built, we thought that was a little ambitious, but it happened. And then the stadium came, and we were all laughing. And now we're going to be playing at a stadium that is specifically built for this team, for this city. So I think that going forward as a coach, I go with the mindset that I will be expected to make brave decisions. I will be expected to make difficult decisions and face those decisions, and challenges as well, face on and embrace those challenges. So that's one thing. But another thing that I really liked in some of the conversations that we've had, that when I talk about the vision and the future of this club, is how much they care about the youth development and the pathway to professional soccer, and that really excites me because that will be one of my responsibilities to create the pathway and help with the development of the young players and help them become young professionals.
All right, thanks, Coach. We're going to come back into the room. Justin Horniger.
Vlatko, congratulations. Thanks. You said earlier that you're looking forward to the way that the league has evolved since your time with U.S. Soccer. Coming home, find yourself. Are you looking forward to that challenge of evolving your approach and maybe finding something different within your philosophy?
Yes, I think that with the involvement, we have no choice as coaches, as team to keep on involvement because the game itself evolves and a lot more than like it used to be in the past. In the past, it used to be World Cup to World Cup, where now the game moves so fast and evolves on a yearly basis, and we have to keep up. And it's not that we just have to keep up. We want to be ahead of them. We want to be ahead of everyone. We want to be trendsetters. We want to create or build something that people will follow instead of us following other groups.
Okay, and Dave Borcher.
And Coach, congratulations. Cami and her team have done a really good job providing you with a loaded roster, right? You have Davidia and several other good goal scorers. The defense got bolstered throughout the season. Give us your thoughts on the roster you're taking over, and do you think it's a team that's ready to compete for a championship next year?
Yes, I do believe that, and we saw, especially in the last few games, what this team is capable of. Some of the goals that were scored, and some of the things that they were able to do on the field were exciting. And for me, as I was getting closer to finalizing the deal, it was very nice to see. Obviously, there are things that may need to change or tweak. There are things that we need to get better at, and we're going to have to fix that. Whether it's on the defensive or offensive side, still evaluating the team as a whole first, and then we'll go into individual evaluation and see what would be the best thing to do going forward.
Okay, we'll go back to the Kansas City Star row with Daniel, Hayden, and Sam.
This one's just kind of like you're talking about this pathway to pro. I think maybe either both you and the Longs can maybe speak to this, but the vision of the club to create a true academy approach, and just how many other NWSL teams are doing that, and why that might be important to the club.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vlatko mentioned obviously the game's changing globally, and I think we really see that on the youth side too, where players are getting younger and younger, and what may have been the pathway in the past to the pro is changing, and we have a huge opportunity, and we think a huge competitive advantage for the very long time to develop talent as well as just find it. And with the resources that we have from a facilities, from a leadership, from a coaching, from a philosophy perspective, we absolutely are focused on developing the pathway to the pro. I think how that evolves into a full-blown academy is still to be determined, but obviously developing youth and really focusing first on our second team is the biggest priority. Yes, it's happening elsewhere in the league, and it's most definitely happening elsewhere in the world, where we're increasingly seeing players turn pro at the age of 16. And we're seeing that a lot in our league this year as well, with 15, 16, 17-year-old pros. And I don't think that's a trend that's going to reverse. I think it's going to accelerate.
Bye.
A couple of questions real quick, Vlatko. One is just, as we talk about all the resources and facilities you have now, it's hard not to think about the resources and facilities you had with FCKC, and I just wonder what you remember about that contrasts with what this is like now, and what kind of responsibility you might feel like comes with that.
Yes, I mean, the times from FCKC things I remember the 2 championships. So it's certainly something that motivates me to do or bring to this club, because with everything that is given from the logistical support from the ownership group, infrastructure, and everything that is in front of us, I feel like the least that I can do is work hard and bring 2 championships to this group, to this team as well in the next 2 years.
And the follow-up is I seem to remember there was an interesting story to your interview with FCKC at the time, how eager you were on that job. I think you were probably just as eager on this job. Could you just compare the differences in your position at the time of the interviews?
I can't remember the interview that you're referring to, but I know that I was very eager to start back then, and my starting position was slightly different than now. But I would say that I'm maybe even more driven and eager to start now, and more motivated. I have no reason to believe that. I know how I feel, and the moment I don't feel like that, it's probably time for me to retire.
All right, next we'll go back to Dave.
Coach, what would you tell the fans in terms of style of play and what they can expect with you at the helm, and also if you have any early thoughts on the formation you may break camp with?
Yeah, the style of play, I just touched on it a little bit when I talked about with the players that we have on the roster right now, and I said that the style of play very much will represent the city and the spirit of the city and what the city stands for. And we know that the city stands for hard work and discipline, and that will be non-negotiable. But at the same time, we know the flair that the city has and the progressive thinking. So with the players like Debinia and Lola Bonta and Michelle Cooper, that certainly will be it, because it will be crazy not to allow these players to use their creativity and to help us win games.
All right, just a couple more questions here. Up next, stand up.
Whenever a team opens a new stadium, there's always pressure to come out, performing well, expectations there. Is there a pressure on you with that expectation to come out and be successful right off the bat?
No one has ever asked me to do anything when it comes down to results, and we in the conversation that I've had, that is not asked from me. But at the same time, I do put pressure on myself, because I feel like with everything that is given to me and the staff and the players, that we have everything that we need to be successful. So we should certainly are going to work hard to make this organization proud and to make the city proud.
All right, Mackenzie.
Welcome. First, just wanted to ask if you've been over to the stadium to take a tour and your thoughts on getting to see that and how excited you are to play some matches in here.
Yes, I had an opportunity to go to the stadium several times now, but I still remember the first time I was in my last job. I took a tour of the stadium, and it was so incredible, and I just remember thinking there was a little bit of jealousy at that point, because I didn't know if I will ever end up here being part of KC Current, but I was just thinking that I wish at some point I'm able to coach for this organization, coach at this stadium, full stadium, with the supporters and people that I love, people that are supporting me, and bring successes to this city.
All right, thanks, Mackenzie. We have one more question from the Zoom, and then we're going to call it a day. So, Todd Palmer, KSHB.
Hey, Vlatko. I know you go back to 2001 when you came to join the Kansas City Comets here. I was just wondering if you could speak to the changes you've seen in the Kansas City soccer community and the Kansas City soccer scene since your arrival in 2001. And, now you've got the Women's Stadium, you've got the World Cup coming in 2026. Are you excited to be part of this time in Kansas City history as soccer continues to evolve and grow in town?
Yes, 2001. Now that's a long time ago. I was hoping nobody's going to bring that up, but it's amazing how much the soccer in Kansas City has changed in the last 22, 23 years I've been here, and we see the very obvious, the stadiums, the complexes, but also. The support of soccer has changed. I mean, in the last game, we see 15,000 people at the stadium. We see the support the Sporting is getting, comments, but also the quality of soccer in Kansas City has changed. We see the young players that are coming out and they're representing our country in different ages. They're winning championships. Together with the professional teams in this town, they're putting Kansas City on the map, and I'm happy to say that I'm part of this movement to make Kansas City the greatest soccer city in the country, and I'm happy that I'm part of not just part of this movement individual, but together in partnership with Chris, Angie, and Kemi, and the fans. You as well here in this room, because ultimately it's going to take all of us.
All right, thanks, Coach. And thank you all for joining us today. That's it for the press conference. And we'll get going here with the off-season with Vlatko Andonovski era, and we'll have a lot more news to come. For those of you here in the room, we'll offer Vlatko up for 2 minutes per outlet after we do a group photo right here in front. So thank you, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.